Hi folks, it's Steve here from Analytics in Action. What I want to do today is give you a rundown on window functions in Transact SQL. So what are window functions? Essentially, window functions are functions that work on a subset of data in your data set. So what I'll do is I'll just give you an example of what the syntax looks like and then how that relates to how it actually works on a table. So what we have is some syntax that consists of sort of multiple components. So we have the function component down here in green. So in this example, we've got a sum function. We'll have a window size function, which is defined by the partition. We have the target column, which the function will work on. And then we have what we call a framing statement, which defines how the function works on rows in the window. So what we see here is we've got for the window size, we've got partition by vehicle. So essentially the function will work on blocks based on the vehicle. So all of the vehicle 1 will have the function work on it, then all of vehicle 2, and then all of vehicle 3. The overstatement here just means that it's a window function. The order by clause here defines a target column in your ordering in the window. So essentially this is saying, okay, this is going to work on the time column here, and it's going to, the function is going to work in ascending order on the time function. So what it will do, as you can see here, these times within the window aren't in ascending order just naturally when we start. So what we'll do is we'll sort that in ascending order, and then we have this framing statement, which essentially says, okay, we're going to start with the first time in the window, and then we're going to sum it with the current row. So that's essentially a cumulative total. So what we see here is when we run this statement, we get the window, so the various vehicles. The time has been ordered in ascending order. We've got the distance traveled at each time, and then we've got the running total. So we've got 4 plus 1 equals 5, 4 plus 1 plus 2 equals 7, plus 5 equals 12. So we've got a running total there. So that's essentially what an example of a window function. So what I'll do now is I'll show you how to download the files to follow along with this tutorial, and then we'll go through about 4 or 5 examples of other window functions. Okay folks, so come across to analyticsinAction.com, jump up into the search bar up in the corner and just type in window functions. That'll take you to the blog post. That's sitting under, enter, that's sitting under T-SQL. Just click through to it, and down the bottom we have the sample database and T-SQL code used in the tutorial can be downloaded here. So just click on that. That will then pull down the text file. So this has two sets of code in there, code to create the database and then the actual code for the window functions. So just copy that, then jump across to SQL Server Management Studio, click New Query, and paste the code in. So we'll go up to the top. First of all, we will create the database. So we'll do this in sequences, in a number of sequences. So click execute. So and then what we'll do is define the new database that is the active one. So as you see here, that just jumped across to Windows functions. Now we're going to create a table called trip. Execute that, and then populate the database with the table with data. That's it. And now once we've done that, we can just delete that out, and then we've got the window functions that we will use in the rest of the tutorial. we'll look at this first window function here. So this is a ranking function that ranks rows by distance in ascending order, and this is just a sort of a standard ranking function. So let's so the function is rank. There is no partitioning, so the function will work over the whole data set, and it's going to be based on the distance traveled. And what I didn't mention before is that the statement order by here, that defines how the function, how the order in the analysis works. It doesn't relate to the presentation order. So therefore, what you need to do at the end here is put in a order by statement to actually make sure that the order of the distance traveled is in ascending order. Okay, so let's just run this. So as I said, it's a rank function. One thing to note about a rank function is that it doesn't necessarily, if there is a tied value, it'll then skip a value afterwards. So we see there's no 2 here. We see some more tied values here, so there's no 5 and 6. Again, tied values at 7, so there's no 8. And that's pretty much it. If you want it to rank in sequential order, you can then use a dense rank function, and this is what this next one does. As we see, all sequential ranks there. Again, no partitioning is used in that window function. And this one here now. Okay, so what this does is add sequential rows, a row number for each vehicle, and then the rows are ordered by the time column. So the difference here is we've got this partition by vehicle. So then we'll get the row numbers within the vehicle grouping. And for presentation order, we are ordering by vehicle and time in ascending order. Well, let's just run that through. Okay, so got row numbers 1, 2, 3, 4 within each of these vehicle windows. Okay, so this is the example which I showed before on the slide. I think this is the one. Let's just execute that. Yep, so we've got a running total within each vehicle window. So this one here is probably the most complex one, but if you break it down into some logical sections, it's all actually quite easy to understand. So like the rest of them, these window functions are working within the select statement. Don't worry about the distinct select distinct at this stage. I'll go back and talk about that in a minute. So what we have, this is the partition or the window is vehicle, ordering by time. Again, we've got the framing statement, so unbounded preceding, unbounded following. So it's essentially the first and last value there, but the function is actually pulling the first value, and then this next statement. Sorry, this next statement here is essentially the same thing, but pulling out the last value in the window. And then what I've done is use those first two values, the first value and the last value, and used a date difference using a minute granularity to work out the difference in time within the window between the first value and last value of time. So that's essentially what the duration of the journey is, and then we've ordered this by vehicle. So let's select that. So what we have is there, for each vehicle we've got a start time of the journey, a finish time, and the time elapsed in minutes. And as I mentioned, I put a distinct in, and if I remove that distinct, we end up with some duplicates in there. So that's why I've just thrown in the distinct statement. Okay, so that's pretty much window functions. If you found this useful, you might want to come across my website and have a look at some of the other information I have on business intelligence and analytics. I've got stuff on learning, integration services, reporting, so that includes reporting services, also a little bit on visual analytics tools like TIBCO Spotfire, also some stuff on Power Pivots, and hopefully in the future I'll throw some information up on Tableau. Modeling, so that's about machine learning and predictive analytics using analysis services, and then also information on Transact SQL. The other option is to jump across to my website, across to YouTube, and have a look at the videos there and subscribe to some of these videos. So just hit the subscribe button below each of the videos, and then that way, every time I produce another video, you'll get an alert coming through to you. So I hope you found this useful, and like I say, come across the website and subscribe to the channel.